Start to stream.
Tony Caravan. You've been subjected to a highly sophisticated form of propaganda.
It's just what you need, and not what you don't. Quality, quantity, and variety.
ROCKFLUX.
Let's get this show on the road.
And it's a familiar sound that people like to hear, something that they know. That coffee is hot. This says, well, let's see if I can get over there. Bank documents with like a P.O. box on it. And a weird tear-off thing. These people try anything they can to, like, sucker people.
You're listening to Tony Caravan Live.
And this is another one of those Credit One, pretending they're like Capital One. Credit cards that's offering, let's see what kind of ridiculous interest they want. Actually, $23.99 only, but it's the classic $99 annual fee, and I don't know. The title card for today is Game Over. I should have changed that to pure black and white, because it's, you know, would have looked nicer. I could technically do that. I think I can. Let me just do it. Because it looks black and white on here. Adjust color. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take, I believe, saturation down. I think that's the thing I used to use. And we just take saturation down. See what that does. Save. Yeah, that instantly did it. Black and white. Take the saturation down. There's no color there. You're not saturating anything anymore. Oddly enough, you could still see a little bit of, if you look really closely, you could see Great Solar Stuff logo in the background. Too much white space on that cardboard. So the title of today's show, you know, in the chat it said say something, so I just put something, right? Smart Alec. 8/28/21, Game Over. That stands for August 28th in the calendar year 2021. And game over, man. It's on my hat. I drink my coffee, which is a mixture of the Kona blend and 100% Colombian coffee. So, how do you have a Kona blend, but it says 100% Arakaba or whatever? Or I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of game over on this screen right now, right? And I don't normally do this. In fact, I kind of never do it. But I just jotted down a few things really quick. Some like talking points almost, which I never do. But I'm tired. It's not your problem. That's not your problem. So despite the fact that
I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered.
Despite all that, and despite all this,
Your papers, please.
I guess we'll do some of the
Weekend weather.
Why not? This is the latest from the NOAA and National Weather Service and a bunch of other people. I have no idea who the hell they are. But it looked like it's valid Saturday, so into tomorrow morning. So for once, well, those guys are up at... They do this about 4:30 a.m. It's 5:33 a.m. here, Eastern Daylight Time now. So actually, they issued this 4:42, so it's only about a half hour, 45 minutes old. And as predicted, I predicted yesterday, you can see that storm is kind of stalled over... Well, it's mainly Minnesota's got the double whammy, but you could see over Wisconsin, up through Nebraska, into Minnesota, and then Wisconsin. And that severe thunderstorms possible and heavy rain is the red. You know, the rest of us, it's rain and thunderstorms, except kind of almost Tornado Alley is like almost clear. So you guys are getting a break. But we've got Hurricane Nora in the Pacific. You could see off the Baja Peninsula. And Hurricane Ida in the Gulf of Mexico. And that's, that's basically going to be your weather event in the Gulf area in the south. Curious where that's going to end up. Low pressure systems up in the northeast are probably going to keep us in this same pattern. In my neck of the woods, which is the mid-Atlantic states, it's miserable. I just poked my head out the front door. It says it's 68, but it's not, man. It's already in the 70s. It's supposed to be sunny in the morning, but then, 50% chance of thunderstorms. But the high today is going to be 88 degrees and 70 overnight. Last night I had the window open. It was like not even having a window open, It was ridiculous.
Weekend weather.
Well, that's your weekend weather. It's Saturday, August 28th, calendar year 2021, as my chair keeps sinking down. Game over. Today is going to be a glass half empty type of show, I believe. Okay? Because you don't know what you don't know. And Game Over was my title card, which I think, since it's fairly easy to read, I'm going to just basically incorporate this into the whole mix. I don't know if this is going to take my CPU way up, that I have all these documents, files open. We'll find out. I had the air conditioner on. I turned it off because it just makes my coffee cold. It's like you can't win for losing. That's what I'm trying to say today. My cat was down and he was on his little perch on the other side of this computer monitor. And he was happy, and I was petting him on his back, and he was like kind of rolling upside down. But as soon as I turned the coffee machine on, he like vanished, ran like, I didn't even see him. He moved so fast. He's afraid of the coffee machine. I mean, it's one thing he's afraid of the vacuum cleaner, which like makes me vacuum less. It's like me and my cat, we live here, right? So I don't want to torment the thing, overstress the poor little guy, right? But I mean, if it were up to me, I think I'd vacuum every day. Now it's like, I just don't vacuum enough, and I really should vacuum the house more. But I'm like conscious of my poor little cat. His fears. Game over, game over, game over, game over. Well, let's go through some of the, get some of the other stuff out of the way. I hadn't shown a picture by our buddy Trey Fergus in a while, and I found this one from it's about 5 days ago. There's no reason to have the title card over top of that one. And it's kind of a nice, moon over, the Atlantic type of thing with a, I guess that's a, what is that star? This is a morning, is that the morning star? So would have been the moon in the morning or whatever? I don't know. He's not watching. No. So we're not going to get an answer. Except later or something. Or it could be a camera anomaly, but it's kind of pretty big for the morning star. But it could be the way cameras pick up things. Anyway, that's the type of thing it would look like. At about this time of day, I guess. It's pitch black here. It's like I always say, it's as dark as the night is going to get. And since this show is kind of a game over, glass half empty, I thought maybe a little dark photo might be apropos to the situation. So that's that. And now let's step into some of the insanity. And I don't really like to do this, but here's Supreme Court strikes down temporary ban on evictions, but Democrats excoriate Supreme Court decision on eviction. I don't know what's going on. You see how they have the news about the thing just as a slot there because that's been overtaken. And then they've got this U.S. drone strike killed ISIS-K planner in Afghanistan, Pentagon says. Now, I don't want to be weird about this, but in this urban warfare, this complete absolute mayhem of a sea of people wearing, scarves over their heads and, basically robes and whatnot. Okay? This is the funny part. It's not funny. This is really sad. So if you take this as fact, which I doubt, I don't know what to believe. I don't believe anything anymore. This guy went through 3 checkpoints apparently and all that stuff. Number 1 to get there and cause a problem. Not him. He was the planner, supposedly, allegedly. So if they were able to find this guy and strike him so quickly, and they're saying the planner, not the people that did it. I say it's the people that did it, okay? I don't care about the mastermind behind some murder. Yeah, that person's a conspiracy. That's what conspiracy is all about, the real word. So this guy's involved in a conspiracy to commit murder. So, okay, you got him, but he wasn't the one that did it. But the point is, you knew where he was, and you knew who he was so much so easily that you got him. You see what kind of bull that is? Bullshit. The news is bullshit. Google News, bullshit. Pentagon, bullshit. They're fucking liars, man. They're lying. So that's the first on my list, Afghanistan. And now that what's it, ISIS-K? What's with the K? I told you, man, it's game over. If you're expecting a happy show on a Saturday, you want to wake up bright and cheery so you can have a lovely day. You picked the wrong show to watch. So now we got terrorism again, and they've added that to the list of fear-mongering. So not only do we have endless diseases, right? Of course, contradictory things coming out of the people in the diseases industry, right? Corporatocracy, it's an industry. It's already hot in this room. The thing was on for an hour. Fucking air conditioner in a room that's like 10 by 10 or something. There should be a fucking refrigerator right now. You get authoritarianism that's basically taken over. All right. I mean, anybody who doubts that is like blind. Anybody who thinks it's better than what we had will be learning shortly that it's not. We gave up it's now the former United States, so we handed over governance to the corporatocracy, so it's now global governance by a bunch of unorganized crime syndicate, as I call it. The world, and including Western civilizations and the former United States, is plagued with functional illiteracy and mass insanity. Let me say that again. We are plagued with functional illiteracy and mass insanity, along with constipation and cancer and everything else. We're experiencing inflation and high debt right now. Runaway inflation, hyperinflation, and high debt. And they're trying to give people free credit cards and the poor and all that stuff. And people don't care. They're still kind of coasting, riding on gas from the handouts, right? That maybe they won't end. But with the hyperinflation, whatever you think you got left or whatever kind of stay of execution you think you got, it's not going to be enough. You know? In other words, the authoritarians are caught between a rock and a hard place. And the people who are criticizing the authoritarians, and I am criticizing them, but I'm not political, so I'm not like the other ones that still have this hope and save America. You gotta save America. It's game fucking over. All right? Game over. Game over. All right? Get it through your thick skull. It's game over. All right? Let me put that in the chat too as well, just for the sake of it. All right? It's game. I don't know why I can't seem to line my fingers up. Game over. Press the arrow. Move it on up. Failing infrastructure. They passed I don't know how many $1 trillion infrastructure bill. You hear about anything going on? Right? Have you? The media talking about any project? Right? You know what happened to that $3 trillion? The Federal Reserve just take it? I told you there's not going to be any infrastructure. They just pass these things, moving money around. Some of it's funny money. It's mostly funny money. But some is taxpayer money. But, you know, all money's funny money now because, like, where did it come from? Right? It's not based on gold, silver. It's not based on anything. We're not even an industrial country anymore, so you can't even equate it to like a day's work or a production of a specific item. Because all the products we buy and purchase are mostly from other places. I mean, there's some things made in the USA still, but it's like pillows. And then we get the lies and the lies of omission by the media, politicians, and the corporatocracy. Of course, the politicians are part of the corporatocracy. They just don't know it, half of them. Some of them do. A lot of them do. And we've got earth changes that aren't man-made, but earth changes that are caused by the sun. But you have these people that are so psychotically bought into this thing that they're involved in geoengineering. So in effect, it's like what they call self-fulfilling prophecy. That they're literally messing with the atmosphere now. So in effect, they're going to cause more earth changes and more devastating things. And then there's denial of all of this, denial of everything. You know, you've heard the expression cognitive dissonance ad nauseum. But just the easiest way to put it is people are in denial of everything. They will not wear the shirt "you don't know what you don't know" or "everything you know is wrong," because they're in denial of everything. You know. Image of the day. You want a bright spot? Steppenwolf Live. Yesterday, I made this incredible lunch, hot, like I call it a stew with a combination stew and a stoop. And I sat there at my bar, told the moronic AI voice assistant, which is like, I don't care if it's Siri, Echo Dot, whatever these things. These things are the most stupidest, dumb, useless devices ever. Incredible. I mean, I'm sorry I have two of them. I actually have two of them. They screw up as much as, so much. Elon Musk is building robots. Imagine the screw-ups those things are going to have. Self-driving cars. Yeah, good luck with that. Man, it's game frickin' over. But anyway, I'll finish this thought. Yeah, I'm half tired, half awake. What do you think? It's like 5:51 a.m. in the morning. Nobody's going to watch this show. It's a Saturday morning, so Friday night they were out partying or something. The coffee I had in my other... See, I also have, a morning show travel mug. I have all the branded... Everything to go with the show is branded, Still hot. It's nice. Very nice. You've heard the song Born to Be Wild. I mean, most people have. If you haven't, well. But you haven't heard Born to Be Wild unless you heard Born to Be Wild on the Steppenwolf Live album. So I advise, you could find it. Now you have to watch. You got to look for this wolf image. Like you could find it on YouTube. There's like an official video, I believe. And you look for Born to Be Wild Live. I think it was like in the 60s, 69 perhaps era. But watch it because there'll be some other Steppenwolf Live 69 at some other event or something. Don't click on that. You want to click on the one that says Steppenwolf Live. Look, this image of the wolf. Because that was the album cover. There's a version of Born to Be Wild. Well, there's a version of Monster that's kick-ass. The Pusher. In fact, there's one whole side that just like blends into each other. If you like guitar, it's like this guy, what's his name? He talks about like great guitar players, what made this song great. Okay, he seems like a decent enough guy. He produced some stuff. I mean, he's a talented musician and producer in his own right. And he's a musicologist. He knows his crap. But, you know, not that he's ever going to watch this show. I've never heard him talk about Steppenwolf Live and their guitarist and the guitar solo from Steppenwolf Live version of Born to Be Wild, but one from the Steppenwolf Live album. It's a frickin' religious experience those guitar players do. I think they have like 3 guitar players at that point. If not 3, it's 2 fantastic guitar players. I forget. It's so long ago. But I just yesterday listened to it. And I, instead of just listening through my little Echo Dot, I did the audio out and plugged it into my main system, my Bose system in the room, and cranked it up. Like as if I was, like I used to do when I used to drink and party in that room, but I haven't drank in like let's see, end of August. About a month and a half. I don't think I had a beer in a month and a half. So, you know, that's a bright spot. Steppenwolf Live. I'd play it for you, except you're not allowed to. You know, they'll take you down. You can't share music unless there's like, oh, you can't share music on YouTube. Unless you could play a song. I could tell you to go play it. I told you Apple in the fall, and you know, they've already introduced it for movies on Amazon Prime called like a watch party, where you can invite other people and you could like watch the movie and chat while you're watching it. But that assumes you're watching it on like a smartphone or a computer of some kind, a laptop or something, where you have that capability. But if you're watching it on like a TV, the way I think most people would rather prefer watching a movie, right? You know, what's with the miniaturization thing? I mean, it's a movie. I mean, it's bad enough people don't go to theaters anymore, but that whole theatrical experience, you know? So at the very least, you've got these big screen TVs in your house now, and they're smart TVs. They call them smart, but they're stupid things, just like the voice assistants. AI, people are afraid of AI. Don't be afraid of AI. It's dopey and getting dopier. Because the coders, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, look at the world we're living in right now. All this crap. That's litany of things I rattled off. We'll get into some of those things. You know? Game over, man. Game over. AI. A joke. I mean, potentially it's there. And yeah, there are people out there that have probably written some interesting things. I had some interesting things, you know, that I wrote about in my book that's in the background. Okay, Steppenwolf Live, log that face, find the video on YouTube. All right. Or just buy the album if you can. I don't know if you can. It's worth owning. If you like rock, if you want to hear guitars that give you goosebumps, yeah, Steppenwolf Live. But in my book Codex back here, yeah, I talked about, you know, some AI stuff, and yeah, because I was dealing with the hard problem of consciousness, and it's like I said, it's a primer into some of these things. But man. It's the implementation of AI that is being blundered. It's like the dumbing down of America, you know. It's like the functional illiteracy, right? What I was calling mass insanity. In my list of lists, King of Kings. It's so crazy. This show's going to last about 40 more minutes, I think. That's assuming somebody ought to write a song called Constipation. Yeah. Put all my secret code numbers so that some stupid kid can get it. See, I don't care about credit rating because I don't want credit rating. I just don't like the hassle of having to go through the bulk, of when somebody like this dude that like bought some kind of like bandwidth for some gaming thing, and then after he ripped off $600 from my PayPal account or something weird like that. Wish I had to get a new PayPal account, a new thing, change it, and add extra security measures and all that hassle, which is a pain in the ass. And then like I had bank fees and all that stuff. It took me like 6 months to clear all that stuff up. But the fucking idiot got caught because he ordered a pizza too. Talk about fun. See what I mean? Here's like some coder guy. Functional illiterate, mass insanity, idiocy. I showed you that news. You see that everything on that news is about one thing. Yahoo News, Fox News, NDTV, whatever the hell that is. CNBC, Cincinnati Enquirer, where they pull this stuff out of. CBS Morning News. It's all Google News. And then they tell you they did something, but, why would you believe anything? Everything you know is wrong. You don't know what you don't know. Right? The media lies. The government and politicians lie. They come out and admit that they lied all the time. That was like yesterday's show. I dealt with that, and I pushed, we put the evidence right on the screen. So why would you believe a liar? I don't believe they did whatever they did. They probably just like blew up some, bazaar or whatever they call those things over there. And now they basically stuck a stick in that hornet's nest. So that, because it's a never ending thing, because once you stick the stick in the hornet's nest, then they come over, then they're going to be coming over here. They want to get even. I hate to say it. And then there's these charities, and I'm not going to name the one big one that raised a bunch of stuff to bring over these people. But don't you think that they're going to infiltrate like some of those charity groups that are trying to like bring these refugees over here in these planes? You can't vet them, right? They don't have passports. They could say whatever they want to do. They could shave. They could get clean shaved. Like I said before, the problem with Afghanistan, people don't get this. Is when you look at these Taliban type of people, Afghanistan is they're just European looking. It's just that the pictures you see these turbans or whatever, and you see these big scruffy beards. But you shave that face, right? Get a little shave that face. It's like, and it, like I said, it looks like some guy in a alternative rock band, or it looks like, your daughter's boyfriend. I mean, they're just regular looking people that happen to wear beards. And besides, the hipsters, people are still beards. Everybody's wearing beards now. I got my soul patch beard, goatee, whatever. No, you can't tell a difference. They got no papers. Now, nothing like this.
Your papers, please.
They'll ask you that to go to a New York restaurant. But they're not going to let these people. So you don't think they're going to infiltrate in one of these, planes? I heard the latest count was several thousand by this one charity had gotten out. And they were hoping for 3,000 to 5,000 from just that one charity group. So you're telling me out of that amount of people, there might not be 1 or 2 or 3 potential problem people in there, right? All they did was go into the restroom and shave their beard off, right? Put on a, branded American t-shirt, right? There's no characteristics whatsoever that differentiate them from the majority of, according to the U.S. Census, the majority of people in the U.S., So they just fit into the woodwork till they're ready to do whatever they do. Game over, man. Game frickin' over. You don't know what you don't know. Authoritarianism. Hyperinflation. Mass insanity, functional illiteracy, global governance by a corporatocracy that's overseen by literally an organized crime syndicate in, the Davos set. They just passed an infrastructure bill. Nobody's talking about it. They're not going to change. Nobody's going to get that money. Who's going to get that money? Somebody's going to write a check to Amtrak? Might bail out their pension system? Maybe. I doubt it. They're not going to build a high-speed railway across the U.S. They're going to break ground this fall? I don't think so. I'm going to do it. 5G or something for rural America? Lower your internet rate? Would be nice. Don't think it's going to happen. Media lies of omissions, politician lies, corporatocracy lies, big tech, big pharma lies, big ag, military industrial complex is taking the place of, if you look at every aspect of my shows, and this is show whatever it is, let's see what show it is, if I could do it without causing some kind of mess up here. Let's see. Date and day of year. DOY calendar. What I say today was August 28th. 240. This is the 240th day of the year. And I've done a show every day except the day I was in the hospital. But I've done a couple extra shows in between there. Or I did 2 a day or something because I did a garden show or something. 240 shows. Maybe I'll weather through and try to do 10 more and we'll just end it at 250. Do you remember when I was thinking about ending at 100? I mean, 100 shows is bad enough. Consecutive, every day, 7 days a week. I'm up to 240. I don't know. Maybe when I hit 250, that'll be the end of this stuff. I mean, it's game over anyway. I mean, for crying out loud. I need to get some sleep. Lay in bed till 7 o'clock instead of doing a show. Yeah. Take care of my teeth. Take care of my health. I get some inner ear problem or something like that. Doctor's appointment. Finally, I get cancellation by somebody, so I get to see the doctor on the 30th, which is like Monday, I believe. I hope I got that right. You know, they called me like 3 different times. Oh, I canceled it. Kept moving and moving around. And it's like 1 something in the afternoon, 1:45 in the afternoon. $1:45 in the afternoon. You know, and I get up at 3 or 4. Like I said before. That's like not, you know, I'm at that point, I'm so beat. You know, I'm sorry. At the end of my day, that's when I want to just sit down in a chair, kick my feet up, and watch a movie or watch something on YouTube or something. I finished watching this weird series on Netflix. What was it? It's a murder mystery thing. What was it called? Clickbait. And, you know, it had a weird turn of events. You know, though, you know, it wasn't completely a surprise. I'm not going to tell you the ending because I hate people that do that. Excuse me. But I think they took a little creative liberty or whatever because there was still like 1 or 2 unanswered questions. You know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that was their thing. Their one thing. So now I got Netflix and nothing to watch. I mean, there's stuff on there, but it's nothing I'm interested in. I mean, even this thing, they have to throw all this stuff in. That you're not in, you know, they're waste of time things, you know. I can't even get into it because if I say it, you know, it's like people think you're like today's society. That's the other thing why it's game over. You know, the majority people, it's like I always try to explain this. And it's not that anybody I talk to, or the 1 or 2 people I might talk to, they just hang, you know, like there's something wrong with the phone or something. Coincidentally, the phone gets disconnected. No wonder I have no viewers. But I don't care, because I'll watch this. So at least I know there's somebody out there, me, on YouTube. Look at what am I doing on that side of the fucking thing? Jesus. You can't even get comfortable in your own frickin' house. So what happens if I move here and then try to lean? I got a microphone. Yeah, I know. You could tell. I'm just like pissed off. I don't want to walk down the street in this humid weather. I haven't felt good. You know? I need a good crap. You know? On top of things. And I've been eating fiber-rich food and trying to hydrate myself. I'm just fed up. Like I said, I made this list. This was like the list I was with Afghanistan, endless diseases, authoritarian, you know. I just started jotting things down seconds before I pushed the go live button. And our list could probably be a mile long. I mean, it's just so out of control that it's pathetic. You know? It really is.
You're listening to Tony Caravan Live.
Unfortunately. Yeah, and I wanted to get one of these treadmills, but they're just too damn expensive. And they weigh too much to get it upstairs where I wanted to put it. You know, they weigh like 400 pounds, and it's like one piece. There's no way I could lift 300, 400 pounds. Plus, since that operation I had, my radical prostatectomy, I'm not even supposed to lift more than 20 or 30 pounds. And the delivery says it's curbside. They'll deliver it to the curb. So it'd be this giant box, which I don't even know what I would do with that. And I have stairs, concrete stairs, that just to get to my house. And then I've got this steep stairway to get to my second floor. So I can't even get that thing. If I had the money, if I had the $500 to buy it. So I couldn't even get it in the house. I don't know.
This is a nightmare. It must be a nightmare.
This is insane. This is insane.
You bet, baby. This is insane. I am going crazy. I guess this is one of those videos I won't promote anywhere. Somebody finds it, they find it. I won't put it on social media. Video capture device, filters, color correction, saturation. That's what I look like in real life. You can see some color here. I did like this little idea for a while where there was just like a tint, you know, instead of pure black and white. Yeah. Could do that for a little while. Then it's too bad that I did that thing with the game over thing. Actually, what I should have done, and I hadn't thought about it, let me just delete this. Wait, no, I don't need to delete it. I don't know what it was called. Was that? Since nobody's watching this show now, and nobody cares about anything, that has to be a thing. Oh, it's my title card. So I can eliminate my title card, go to properties, browse, and I could actually find the original, which is invisible. Right here. It's going to come out giant. Let's see. No, didn't come out giant. Maybe we'll add this to the mix, you know? Somewhere. Over the rainbow. Way up high, there's a plane landing here down, watching a lullaby. Get fiddle. And I realized every time I've done this that you can never hear the guitar. So it's either you can't hear the guitar, you can't hear my voice, or I got to do something like this. Like, thank you very much. And if this thing was out of tune before, it's got to really be out of tune now. I put the wrong strings on this guitar. I should be picking instead of trying to play with a thumb. I probably should have tried to tune the guitar. But instead, we got this song. This song. This song. If this wasn't tune, you'd really see just how much of a master songsmith I be. In the days of yore, I used to be a troubadour. That's me. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. I've been messing with that days of yore. Come on. I can't even get it to get into my guitar stand. Game over, baby. Game over. Do you know how a pain it is being the smartest man in the room? Yeah, that's a line from a Brooks movie. It was about the media. I was thinking about that yesterday. Yeah, I hate to be critical. I don't, and nobody likes a Mr. Know-It-All, right? But I never pretended to be that. I just have to be right a lot. So life becomes boring. You can't watch things because the stories don't appeal to you. Believe me, like I say, that ignorance is bliss. I say on this show, follow your bliss, right? But yeah, that other expression, ignorance is bliss. If you don't know what's going on, you're in a much better situation than to actually see it plainly and figure it out. Or to have traveled and have known, been to these places. I mean, it's so easy for these armchair quarterbacks, armchair generals, armchair, media, production editors, technical directors is what we used to call them in TV. The person that tells everybody on the floor what to do was like a technical director, right? You got a headset on and there's like cameras on the floor and people on the floor and they can hear you. And the technical director, I mean, they have producers and stuff. I mean, it depends on the complexity of it. But in the basic broadcast, the way it used to be when I was, I mean, when I did it, and I was a technical director, and it would be, I may or may not have done this on a show. I don't know, but I'll bear repeating since nobody watches these freaking things, and I'm not going to push this thing anywhere. You go, you're whispering in their ear. Camera 1. Pan to the left. All right, get in position. Camera number 3. All right, I want you to switch to a 2-shot. Get a 2-shot. Right, of the announcers. Ready? Okay. Cut to camera 2. Or cut to camera 3. Camera 2, I want you to get a close-up on the girl. Yeah. Camera 1, go fuck yourself. I quit. It's a technical director. They're calling the shots. Technical director from the booth. Of course, they got producers and all these other people now and all this crap. Special effects. And yeah, everything's changed. I was thinking of something, but I forget what it was. 6:25 a.m. EDT. Eastern Daylight Time. We don't see the world the way it really is. We see the world in shorthand. Almost like a stenographer. Did you ever see what a stenographer does? I had a roommate once, many, many years ago. When I first moved to D.C., I just got an apartment, like an apartment with roommates. One guy was a college professor, another guy was a court stenographer, and one was me. It was like it was a 3-bedroom house, and the owner there was an ad in the paper, room available in a house, and it was a pretty big house, so you had privacy. So it was almost like a private apartment building, but there was a shared living room and kitchen. But I mean, the professor had the whole basement, which I think he had his own. I mean, it was almost like his own apartment, complete. Upstairs, the court stenographer and I think we shared. You know, there was a bathroom there, and that's where the kitchen was in the living room. The guy had a cat or something. But I don't know what happened to that guy. I can't even remember his name. The people I've known, you know, you have roommates, you know, you had fun with, you drank. We used to drink beer. He used to have a cat, used to like to play fetch it, you know, throw the piece of paper, and they'd bring it back. You know, all cats do that, like when they're small. But like my cat used to do it. He used to throw like one of these little catnip mice things. But now if you throw it, it might run towards it, but it just doesn't pick it up. It's like, I'm too old for that stuff. But his cat was like old, hobbled, like he used to barely be able to move, but it would come, it would do it. And, you know, some animals, animals have personalities. There's different kinds, you know. Mine is just paranoid, you know. It was like, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a rescue necessarily, but it was kind of. It's a black cat, and the guy, in other words, the guy who got it, you know, basically it was a litter of kittens from a feral that was from a feral cat that this guy used to feed this female cat and other cats. And of course the calico or whatever the other cats got. But when people don't like black cats are not often adopted from the SPCA or whatever. But for some reason he's been paranoid, and he has a brother. A friend of mine has the other cat, the other brother. But I mean, it's kind of the brother of a different mother type of thing. It's a black cat, but it was the same feral cat that, whatever. It was a different litter. But they look the same, and they're both paranoid. So I think because this feral black cat, alley cat, the paranoia is its survival mechanism, right? And this thing apparently has survived, So, it learns to be paranoid of everything. Anything strange. So in its mind, why even take the chance that coffee machine, right? That's an unusual noise. I don't know. I'm not a big coffee machine people. I just recently did this because I thought it would help with, regularity. And besides, I have coffee mugs for the show. See? ROCKFLUX. But the coffee machine, when you put the water in, it makes that weird steamy kind of noise. I don't know if they all do that, the new ones. And people who have those things where you just peel off the thing and put in one, whatever they call those things. Maybe they don't even make the noise. People have cappuccino machines and all that kind of crap. Well, anyway, the first time I put the coffee machine on, I guess he's never seen one before. He heard that noise, strange noise, don't know what it is, and just ran. Used to keep me company the whole time during my show. It's sad. Sometimes he'd be beside me just like sleeping. So it's like, give up coffee. But now, just the moment I start scooping coffee, that's enough. He just vanishes. He just tears. He doesn't have to wait for the noise. He knows it's a strange thing. So it's like paranoia because it's strange. And to survive out on the streets, you can't take a chance on something that you don't know anything about, whether or not it's safe or not. Because by the time you spend, to see if it's something that's going to harm you or not, is time taken away from your ability to be able to escape that thing. At least that's the way I figure it operates within the mind of the overly paranoid cat. I mean, he's not the first cat to be afraid of a vacuum cleaner. I mean, that's fairly common, though some cats ride a vacuum cleaner. But, yeah, he's paranoid. There's a couple other things he's afraid of that are weird. I can't remember off the top of my head. One or two of them are funny. I mean, I've already broken down and I just laughed so much I almost fell out the chair. What I'm saying? It's whatever. I can't even think what it is, but it's like I'm going like what are you doing? It's like and he's got this fear and panic and escape. My face is itchy today. So.
You're listening to Tony Caravan Live.
It's light outside. I'm going to end this show soon. It's just a show. It's been about an hour. You got a song from me. The Game Over song. It's game over, though, man. You know what I mean? I mean, it's, you know, it's not, I don't mean, I'm not trying to make people depressed or anything. I mean, certainly this list that I railed off earlier in the beginning. Yeah, it's depressing what's going on. But if you have your own space, you live your life. You know, it's like times change, things change, you know. You could see on my face like how hot it is in here. It's like almost, you know, it's like moisture or something. It's ridiculous. Things I do for you folks who don't watch. In the days of yore. Game over. But now I'll take a walk down. I'll buy myself. I don't know what I'm going to buy myself. I've got some EBT money. Right? Electronic benefits transfer. I need to get, I don't know, maybe I'll get I'm not exactly sure what I need to get. Maybe I'll get an extra bag of bird seed just to have it. What else do I need to survive? Maybe I'll get a 1 water bottle just to add to my collection. Since I can't seem to get the Instacart people to deliver. I have blueberries. We'll see if they have any exotic berries. I have enough yogurt to last me for a while because I got a big tub of it to put in with my oatmeal. I've got cheese. I've got mayo unopened. I've got some German sauerkraut that's delicious. I have some kosher pickles that are like right out of a Jewish delicatessen in New York. I mean, they are like, I got them from Aldi delivered. And I don't care, you know, forget about Clausen and all these other brands you see, and even the ones that are in the refrigerated section and stuff. These are the most authentic New York delicatessen kosher pickles I have ever tasted since I left New York many, many years ago. They're just fantastic. So I got that going for me. And I'm growing my great tomatoes and all my stuff in the garden. So I don't need much food. That's the thing. So it's actually hard. And I've got this, like, I just had this extra coffee. So now I get this big, when I added this Kona blend to my 100% coffee, a Colombian coffee can, it like filled it back up to the top. And it's a big can. It's like a wide can, not like one of those thinner coffee cans, the traditional coffee can. This is like double the size. So I got weeks of coffee. I just bought oatmeal. I still have a box of like oat cereal. I've got sauce and stuff like that, but I'm not eating pastas and things right now because I'm trying to take off a couple more pounds. You know, I did lose. At one point, I got to the threshold I was trying to get to. But, you know, since nobody's watching this show, it's just, I haven't taken a crap. I'm constipated for like since yesterday, which isn't, you know, they say you don't have to go every day, but I didn't go yet today, so when I weighed myself, I was like a pound more, which means it's probably a pound of crap in my colon from 2 days. That's another reason why I'm taking a walk down to the grocery store to exercise. And that's why I wanted the treadmill, because I want to have a treadmill so I could keep exercising, because I could get plenty of fresh air out in my backyard and gardening and doing that kind of stuff. But I just don't feel like walking down the fucking street and going to have to put the mask on to go in the grocery store. And I don't even know what I want. Just buy something, will you? No, go to my frickin' shop and buy something. TonyCaravanLive.com. Yeah, eventually I'll turn those websites into something super fantastic. But in the meantime, just scroll down and buy a shirt. Game over. You don't know what you don't know. Get a mug, hoodie, whatever. Support the show.